Make sure you log in YouTube. Okay, let's go. Okay, smooth. That's 12. And then I'm about to try to allow on Facebook as well. Just let me know if that also works. Just a second.
I went to lot too.
Are those 12? Most High Christ. Okay. No sweat. I'm looking on that Facebook.
Facebook Live.
Okay.
Trying to click on it.
Most High. All right, clap it up. It's good to see y'all, brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? Good to see y'all, man. I see coronavirus ain't got y'all completely shook. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all didn't decide just to kick it in the crib. Y'all decided to come out, you know what I'm saying, stay rocking with us Most High in Christ. So we're gonna get started, you know what I'm saying? How about Shem House Sharks? First of all, Priest Officer 50,001 here, Durham, North Carolina, Isupk, Friday night Lashawan Qadash class. How about Shem House Sharks? Thought to the brothers. Yahweh Shemal, shout out to the sisters. Okay, like I said, of course, this is the Friday night Lashawan Qadash class, the language class. Salakia last week I couldn't be here, you know what I'm saying, due to the slavery, no sweat, you know what I'm saying, but we out here rocking it out once again, getting back into, you know what I'm saying, doing our thing as we usually do in the Isupk, teaching the truth according to the Bible, right? And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews according to the Bible, you know what I'm saying? And then just in case you forgot, this coronavirus ain't changed nothing. Our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks. And so now, brother, you know what I need first? I need them two main ones. Give me Zephaniah first, and then after that, I'm going to jump to the other one. But give me that one. With this pandemic going on, changing everything, did y'all ever imagine that you would be alive to see something like this? Never, brother.
Never imagined.
Never imagined it. You know what I mean? But we knew that things could happen, and we've seen all kinds of events take place. Movies, yeah, we've seen the movies, but like I said, the closest thing in my life was 9/11, and that whole situation took what? That was about
19 years ago.
No, yeah, it was a while ago, but I'm saying, like, in terms of the event, it was on the news and everything for about, it was on the news for weeks, but between when them planes left where they were and them buildings went down, that was a whole, 4-hour ordeal? They got hit around 9 something, and then they came down.
And 9, I think 9. I know the first one hit 8:46 and second was 9:30.
Right, and then they went down within like the next hour or something.
Building fell down shortly thereafter.
Right, that was the closest thing I'd seen to like everybody going crazy and all of this. But brother, this pandemic got brothers like the laws is changing instantly. Could you imagine? Did you ever think that it would be like you would have to be worried about getting legally reprimanded for just being outside? Right. You know what I'm saying? You understand? That's how it is now. Right. You know what I mean? But what does that tell you? Number one is to tell you that the Isupk and the Commanded General Yohana is the home of the truth. That's right. We have been telling you this since 1969. Right. We have been informing you, proliferating this truth, and letting you know everything that's been going down since then, and been continuing to do it. And what did you call us? Them crazy niggas on the corner that dressed like Power Rangers. That's what we were. Now you in the crib shook. Right. Now you in the crib with a mask on. Brother said the other day he seen somebody lift the mask up to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, that was great.
Good night. Brother, didn't you say you saw something with a mask that was crazy?
With the gloves.
Oh, what happened with the gloves?
They got the gloves on.
Uh-huh.
And then they put the hand sanitizer on top of the gloves.
Hand sanitizer. What's the name of the stuff?
Hand sanitizer.
No, glove sanitizer.
Hand.
No, latex sanitizer.
Hand
sanitizer, and they're rubbing it on their gloves.
Right.
People are scared to death.
Right.
Not no Isupk. We got brother.
I went to Walmart. Like I thought they have like this special 6 to 7 o'clock thing for seniors and shit. So anybody above 60. So when I went there this morning, like it was like they told me it's only on Tuesday, but it was like mad people out there. And they came with all kind of gear on, man.
For real?
Yeah, man, it was crazy. That was the first time I really like. I've been basically in my house too, except for a couple
Of course,
of
most
shoppers. But it was like a lot of people online. They was doing a 6-foot joint. You know, they had all kind of gear. People had those masks where they took the shirt, pulled it over their head,
looking like bandits out here, like Jesse James.
And this Edomite woman, she was right behind me. I was like the third one there. She was like, "Oh, we look like a bunch of criminals." And I looked at it, I said, "We just look like people being safe." That's it.
Yeah, I guess so, man. This pandemic, but here we are in the ISUPK still rocking out, still doing our thing.
That's right.
I'm saying the doors to the ISUPK is open. You know what I'm saying? Rock tell you how shot for that. Give Commander Junior Hana.
That's right.
For raising up true men, true warriors in this truth. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna let some really bad flu discourage them from doing their duties. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel bad for the people out there. You know, I feel grateful that we got UPK, Co-Sign Christ.
Sure.
But I feel bad for the people out there. They don't have no leadership. They don't know what to do. Man.
Of course, because all they like their leader was who?
Trump.
Well,
yeah.
All their life, who was their leader?
The Christian.
The Christian pet. Where's that cat right now?
In hiding.
In hiding.
We ain't seen none of them cats.
Ain't seen them. The doors is closed. They was going to church because that's where they thought they was going to get, you know, some salvation. That's where they thought they were going to get guidance.
Right.
That's where they thought they were going to get some. Well, now the Christian pastor basically said, "The hell with that. Y'all ain't coming in here." Go ahead.
I heard today a report that more people are catching coronavirus at religious services than anywhere else right now.
Good night. Well, they trying. No sweat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But go ahead and bring up that scripture, because with all of this going on, then what do you need to be doing? We're going to read this right now to find out. If you don't want the coronavirus, the answer, you want to stay at home and self-quarantine, that's cool and all. But lifting your mask up and smoking a bogey is not going to stop you from getting the coronavirus. I mean, damn, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and read that, brother.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. That's what I'm talking about. You know?
Yea, gather together.
My brother said, that's a brother talking, because he said it twice, man. He said, gather yourselves together. Read on.
O nation.
Oh, what?
O nation.
O nation.
Not desired.
O nation not desired. Somebody give me the definition of a nation real fast. If you look it up on your phone, that's why. On dictionary definition of a nation. That's what I need. Because this is what we're going to talk about today. Today's topic, we're going to talk about nations, of course. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, brother.
Go ahead and read that, brother.
Nation. A large body of people united by descent.
By common what?
By common descent.
By what?
Common descent.
United by common. Give me another way of saying it. Another word you can use. That's in the Bible. And we use these words every day. Matter of fact, I gotta say it without giving it to you. That's what you got, Yanzo.
I was going to use bloodline.
That's definitely correct, but what's another way of saying bloodline? If we share the same bloodline, what are we?
We're kin. We're a nation.
We're kin. You want it? Give me the other word. If you kin to me, you are
family.
Most give him a hand. All right. We are a family. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are a family. Please,
No, that's a few over.
Okay, please give me some.
History. Culture.
So you share common descent. So we're related. We are literally family. Read on from the first one you just said.
History.
We share history. We got history together.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Culture.
We share the same culture. Culturally, we are the same. Historically and culturally, we are the same people. Read on.
Language.
Or what?
Or language.
Or language. We share the same. Guess what? Black man, black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man. Guess what? English is not your language.
That's for sure.
It's not your language. Hispanic man, Spanish is not your language. You understand? That's not your language. Native Indian man, some of the languages y'all speak, even though we know the Native Indians were speaking Hebrew words, right? But it was corrupted. But the languages they gave you aren't your language either. Not English and Portuguese and Italian and all this garbage. all these European languages. Right. French up in Canada. Speaking French up there, that's not our language. That's another, read my mind, another what language?
Tongue, another man's tongue.
Right, we're reading the definition of nation. That's another nation's language. That's another nation's culture. That's their heritage. Read on. You got any more on that? That's to us.
Yeah, kind of. Inhabiting a particular country or territory.
Right. No sweat, no sweat. The first one is really the one. You share lineage, culture, history, and language.
Right.
Now, read what you got to get from the top. Now, knowing that, read that.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation.
O nation, O people connected by what? By descent, history, culture, and language. Read on.
Not desire.
But whereas the specific nation that needs to gather is the nation of people who currently are not desired. We share those things, and no one wants us. No one really wants us. They want us to be slaves in their kingdoms because we help benefit their kingdom, but they don't want us. Think about how the oppressor treats, say, the Chinese, right? Does the oppressor think that the Chinese is equal to him? No, he does not. He doesn't think the Chinese is equal to him at all. Right. But does the oppressor, what and how he treats the Chinese shows you there's a difference between how he views them and how he views us. Please.
Well, he allows them to have their own economics. That's one thing he does. He allows them to maintain their language.
He knows he's better than them.
Yeah, but he allows them to do that.
He's indifferent towards them.
Right.
Like they do what they do. No sweat. Okay.
If you and I, it's like this. This is important to me. I always thought about that. If you're a younger man than me, if we just have a foot race, you're gonna win. So you won't need to cheat.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they know they feel superior to these other nations, but yet us.
Right.
They're always cheating on us.
Give that brother a hand. Absolutely true, because they're aware that they can't have our own. Because when we had our own, what do? We excel beyond them in everything.
Right.
See, they're not worried about, okay, Chinatown got Chinatown ain't gonna beat them. They don't care about, you know what I'm saying, little Africa. Little Africa, they're just gonna sell nasty cologne and incense or whatever the heck they sell. They're not worried about little, you know what I'm saying, Japan or whatever that is. Those things are not gonna threaten them. You understand? But when we had Tulsa, Oklahoma, when we had Hayti in Durham, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? We had Jackson Ward in Richmond, Virginia. When we had our parts, when we had Rosewood, we excelled beyond them. Please.
You know, there was this series called Warrior. It was about how the Chinese came and settled in. It's on HBO. They settled in San Francisco, and even then, like there was blacks there, and even in the, they allowed the Chinese to build their own culture, everything. But the blacks that were already there before the Chinese came, they wouldn't allow them.
Absolutely. Why? Because we were from the top.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather to nation, not desire.
Nation, not desired. We're the only. To them, if they could somehow bleed us dry and we could die off, they prefer it that way. We're just something that they see they can make money off of. We're a gold mine. But they don't even see us as even something worth, you know what I'm saying, wanting to be around at all, right? Read on.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth.
This is the important part. Before the decree bring forth, go ahead.
Before the day pass as the chaff.
Read on.
Before the fierce anger.
Before the what?
The fierce anger of the Lord
before
come upon you.
The anger of the Lord comes upon us. We are commanded by God to come together. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We don't have a choice. If you don't want the Rona, find your nearest Isupk under Command of Junior Hana and get in the goddamn class. You know what I'm saying? That's all there is to it. You know what I mean? And so we're doing our part today, like my brother, you know what I'm saying, do their part when they teach that Tawab law class, man. My brother my quad teach that law class to tell you how to conduct your goddamn self because you don't know how to. You know what I'm saying? And we do. Like General Hyde said, we know everything and you know nothing.
Right.
He knows more than us, but we know more than you. Right. We know it all right? So now, with that being said, so today, Wednesday, we did the law. Tuesday, to teach you how to be a brother. Monday, emphasize I'll go into that history. And today, we're going to do the language, okay? So what I want to talk about today was the nations, if I may. And y'all, so I'm going to need your help as well. You know what I'm saying?
Here I is.
So, can somebody tell me how many nations there are on the planet Earth? Go ahead.
18 plus 2.
Okay, why you say 18 plus 2?
Because it's 18 nations, then it's Edom and Israel.
No.
No?
Edom is part of the 18.
Okay, so it's 19.
Let me see. I believe it's 18, period. Yeah, I think it's 18. I don't think it's the plus one. I think it's just 18 straight up. Because that's one of the reasons why I want to do this is because there's been some misinformation, right? Not saying you, brother.
No.
Yeah. And I just want to clarify.
Right. Edom,
right. Yeah. See, you got all kind of fake Israelites, man, who be putting out, you understand, their own lists and their own breakdowns of this and that. If it's not of the Isupk under Commander General Yohana, it is not the truth. Keep that in mind, okay? So we want to make sure that we're doing everything according to Isupk protocols, okay? So now, let me see. Yeah, there's 18 nations.
Okay, I got it.
18 nations. So we're just going to write the nations, right? This is important. This is history too. This is important to know, right? Because all my life, I've heard people say a bunch of different races, and you got Chinese and Japanese, and you got people from Laos, you know what I'm saying? Vietnamese, people from Vietnam and
Thailand,
Cambodia. Thailand, Cambodia, the Philippines. It's just hundreds of countries. I think on a map, like, what's it like? It's over like 300 countries, 200? It's definitely hundreds of countries, but it's like hundreds, like maybe over 300 countries, something to that effect, right? But biblically, there's only 18 nations. There's only 18 types of people on the planet, right? That's a fact. There's only 18, right? We're going to get into it today, and we're going to break it down a little bit. But first, before we get into exactly breaking down who these nations are, somebody tell me the origin of how the nations that are currently on earth came to be on earth. Who is the father of these nations? Because we know the scriptures say we're all related. All these nations do go back to a single ancestry, right? But they broke off, right? And we're going to get into it. Where do these nations come from? Please.
Noah and his 3 sons.
Noah and get the scripture, please. Noah and his 3 sons. That's a fact, right?
Is that Genesis 10?
Yeah, Genesis chapter 10.
All right. The book of Genesis, chapter 10, verse 1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood.
Okay, so how did Noah, we're not getting too deep into it, right? But we know what happened. Noah did what?
He flooded the earth.
He flooded the earth. Why did he flood the earth? Wickedness.
Violence.
What was the wickedness that made him destroy the earth?
It was
Most High in Christ. It was interracial marriage, the thing that black men think is so delicious and so awesome. And brothers too. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, please.
You know, the definition that he gave for a nation.
Right.
Like, if you start mixing, you're not that nation no more.
Exactly. Well, you'll still be of that nation depending on, so we know that the scripture says by the pedigree of your father.
Danger of genocide.
But what will happen is when you do that, when you mix with the other, when you mix with the other nations, when you be mingling with them, what's going to happen?
You're going to be diluted.
Before you dilute anything blood-wise, you know there's no such thing as a mixed person.
Your bloodline, your heritage.
Nope. What's the main thing that's going to happen when you start mingling with other nations? When you're in an interracial marriage, what are you going to do? Go ahead.
You start following after their gods.
So you're going to start give him a hand. You're going to start worshiping some blonde-haired, blue-eyed cat. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up there talking about, you know, you're going to start worshiping that dude.
Right.
You're going to start worshiping a blue Indian woman with 8 arms like this. They actually worship that. And you'll be worshiping it. You're going to worship a fat Chinese man. In your bathroom is going to be a fat Chinese man, and you're going to be sticking incense in his lap. Talking about Nam Yo Ring Kyo. That's what you're going to be doing, bro. Like, when you mingle with the other nations, you start to lose. Like you said, the brother gave the definition. You won't lose your blood will be diluted, but that won't matter because we know the pedigree of your father, right? But what's important is your culture will be diluted. You understand? Your history will be diluted. Your language will be diluted. All of a sudden, you'll be saying, Shalom. Shalom, brother. That's what's going to happen when you start mingling with other nations. And you start loving them, they're going to convince you that you should say Shalom, and you're going to say it. You understand? So that's the danger. So keep reading.
Verse 2. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan.
No sweat. No, we gotta skip a little bit, but this is the origin of the nations. How these nations came into the earth, right? How the Most High established the nations. You know, the other scripture says what? He divided the nations. He separated the nations. Can somebody find that for me real quick? That's important too. Let me see if I can find it. Salakia. Yeah, Deuteronomy 32 and verse 8, real fast.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, to the nations.
Most High did what?
Divided to the
When
nations.
the Most High divided to the nations, you know?
Their inheritance.
Their inheritance, their land, go ahead.
When he separated.
When he did what?
Separate.
Love on each other.
Separate.
You know?
The sons of Adam.
Because we all come from Adam, but he separated them. Go ahead.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Right. He divided everything based on us. You know what I'm saying? We were the centerpiece, and he divvied everything else up after he already gave us our portion. You know what I'm saying? Because we have the most inheritance with the Most High. Okay? So now, we're going to get into this first nation up here, right? First, we're going to write their names as they're known today. Well, no, we'll do it backwards, right? Let's see if some people can guess, right? We might be familiar with some of these, okay? So, Elam. Is anybody familiar with who Elam is? Yeah.
The so-called East Indians.
The so-called East Indians, right?
Yeah.
And it's important to say that because we want to make sure that we do not confuse these really, really not Tawab smelling individuals with our native Indian brothers. And that word Indian is just a byword that, if I'm not mistaken, means savage. Okay? You know, the whole thing, India, Christopher Columbus, all that stuff. You know what I mean? But this is the East Indians. These are the people. So we'll go by, we'll say current country. Right? This is what their country is known as now. Current country or name. Right? This, Name. Right. So this is so-called Indian man.
I got it now.
I just want to go close. So-called Indian man. This, if I can get the camera just a tad bit closer.
Put it right here.
Come on, the water. So-called Indian man. So now, let's just say, first let's break it down into Hebrew, right? First, we're gonna break it down into Hebrew before we go on to talk about the meaning a little bit. We don't want to spend too much time on it because it's not as so important what the names mean, but it's for the sake of the class, I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Right. This joint is definitely dying. So over here, so I'm gonna leave it blank right here.
Can you join?
What?
Can you say you join?
No. No, I said this. There is these new dry erase markers. I'm saying we 12, right? I'm gonna write on this one. I'm gonna give you the transliteration. Ayalom. Okay? So, Yanazar, if you can, Babu Shah, I just want you to write over here. I want you to give me that in the Assyrian and the ancient. The water. I will. And then after that, we're just going to use the concordance. Like I said, we're not going to be able to do all of them, right? We're just going to use the concordance so we can see how to find the meaning of names. I wanted to bring it out a few weeks ago, but unfortunately, I couldn't find my concordance, but I have been able to. So the water for bearing with me. Take your time, brother. Since you got the sheet? The language, the letters? Okay. Ayalom. And you're gonna probably, if we have the time, we might get into a little bit of the prayer later on when we mention a lot of these nations. So when you're looking at this list of the nations, keep in mind, these are not your friends. You understand? They're not your friends. We can go almost through each one of these and think of something that they do that destroys black people. You understand? Them East Indians, who we? They're the ones in your neighborhood on every gas station. Many more. You know what I mean? They're selling you all kinds of disgusting food and stuff. Ayalom. Most High in Christ. Ayalom. So now, I'm gonna have you from next again. So just to find what this word means. We're gonna go into, you know what I'm saying, the concordance, Strong's Concordance. Facebook, so you want to see that? Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. Okay. The word Elam. So we find the E section, and that's the beauty of this. Right? And it's more detailed. We'll see that as well. More detailed than blue letter often. So we go to E, and we see eldest, Elah, Elam. See? Elam right there. Right? Elam. And that's Hebrew word H5867. H5867. We then go to the actual concordance section. 5867. We at right here. Elam. It says probably from H5965. So it tells you what the root word is from which it comes. Right? H5965 is the Hebrew word Ilum, right? Ilam, and that word means, no, I'm sorry, Ilas, or Ilasa, which means to leap for joy. But if we go back to Elam, this is probably from that word hidden or distant, right? So it means hidden, right? It says Elam, a son of Shem, and his descendants with their country. You understand? So that's what Elam means. It means hidden. Okay? So now we're going to jump to the next one. Matter of fact, I want you to man this for me in a second so we can make sure everybody's understanding how we do what we do. So next one. Let's see if y'all can fill in the blank. Nah, this one y'all won't really get. The next one is going to be, I'm going to write the Hebrew. Is the blue working better last time?
I don't know. None of them was working that good. We gotta get some more.
I could have
Got
sworn
the
it
green.
was.
The green was working pretty good.
All right, we'll rock with that. No sweat. We'll rock with that for now. That's not a problem. So now, so we're doing the ancient over here. This one over here.
I don't want to have them on.
Oh, come. All right. So now, y'all, so I'm gonna have you work backwards now. Now I want you to give me the transliteration, and we're gonna figure out who we're talking about. I gotta give you connectors as well.
Okay.
Why?
That's
Matter of fact, Gapario, if you don't mind, Uncle Shot, could you man the concordance? Concordance, that big book. Could you look up ashore?
oh, sure.
But now you gotta figure out. So I gave ASSHUR.
Show wall. Ashawar.
Come. And that's my fault. I made a mistake. The what? For saying it out loud.
Okay.
Now write it down.
So like, I mean, you pull the scriptures with it too, or just read them out there?
No, for now you just read it out there. I'll probably find the scripture.
They usually spell it with 2 S's. When you see a Syria.
Let me help you out real quick though.
Ashur.
You got it in the wrong spot. That's where I want you to write the Hebrew transliteration.
Oh, okay.
Right. No sweat. Under Elam is where you write the English version.
Okay. We do that first real quick. I could write Assyria, right? Or just
So you just gave it away, brother.
oh.
How you know everybody knew it was Assyria? No sweat, no sweat. You can go ahead and finish writing that first.
I don't know how to spell it. Assyria.
Nah, Salaki. Assyria is gonna go under Indian. Under Elam, you're gonna write Asher, Ashur, ASSHUR. Basically, what I'm saying is that in the scriptures, you will not see the word Indian.
Right.
You won't see, then the Indians did this,
Right.
right? You're gonna see, then Elam did such and such. The Elam. In the scriptures, what is now known as an Assyrian was called Ashur, right? Now, brother. Is he Salaki no sweat? Is he correct? Is he correct?
There's an H that's in there.
So I had
There's an H, but there's a few other issues going on. We in Lashawan Qadash class, correct? Do we have you in Lashawan Qadash? Good night, brother. Let's make sure, remember, listen, all you're doing is writing with English what you have over there in Hebrew. What you have over there in Hebrew, write that in English letters.
Lashawan.
Con, Jews got to fix the middle there. War. Most High Christ, give him a hand. Ashawar. Right? Now, under Indian, put Assyrians. My brothers in the school, right? We know full well when we read that Psalm 33, there's a part where we say, Come Ashawar. We're talking about the Assyrians. What is important about you got a scripture you can point out?
Oh, wow.
No, I'll get it. Yeah, Psalm 33 is where we go. We're gonna read that. But I was just gonna get like the first yeah. Let me see real quick, so out here. Right. Somebody give me Yazoo, give me what's like, whoever can. Just give me Genesis 2.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10, verse 22. The children of Shem, Elam.
We just read Elam, right? So it breaks down, right, after Noah and his family, who was on the ark. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons and their wives. Which is how many people?
8.
8 souls, right? Now, who were their children, right? So Genesis 10.
Faxai and Lud in
So he had multiple sons, but out of those sons, the only surviving nations now are who? Well, those are the only surviving nations, Elam and Ashur, which is the Assyrians and the Indians. Don't think that every son or every person became a nation, because they didn't, right? Abraham was what? The father of many nations. Abraham is the father of many nations. Is Abraham the father of all nations? Because Abraham came through the line of whose line?
Shem.
Through the line of Shem. Ain't no Africans children of Abraham.
Right.
Ain't no who else is not the children of Abraham? Ain't no Hawaiians and Polynesians. Pacific Islanders. Those are Japheth. You know what I'm saying? They're not Shem. Like Jacob, like us, right? The Assyrians, they come from Shem, right? Like us. Understand? Keep reading.
Aram.
And so they said he had those sons, right? So he said Ashur, Elam, few others, and he also said Aram. Well, guess what? That is another one of the nations. That's important. It's important that all those 3 nations were said in almost succession. You can write it right here. Because we just seen it in the script. Aram. Okay? So now, if you could, Bible shop, brother, Try to find a rum written just like this in order. So just like you go into the dictionary, but obviously it's Hebrew. So you're gonna say Actually, no, I'm bugging. It's in the English part, it's like a regular dictionary. So just in alphabetical order, just find a rum, and then you should be able to read the entry, and it'll tell you exactly where it is. Mm-hmm.
You got a cup?
No lie.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
No, you
I'm gonna get an ice cup.
yeah.
Yeah, get a couple of ice cups.
Anybody excited?
Now, it says H. We just go over here, right? Like this, Hebrew section. You see the H is Hebrew. So it says H758. So we go over. Slide over. And now H758. Okay. Okay. What's it say?
A rum from the same as H7059, the high.
The highland. Okay, so it says the highland. Now keep reading.
A rum or Syria.
Or what?
Or Syria.
Or Syria. A rum is what is known today as Syria. Syria. It means highland. Okay? Please.
I thought those was the same.
No. They're not.
They're not.
Ashur is the Assyrians, Aram is Syria. Right? It's a completely different Hebrew word. Right?
Oh, okay.
So I can real quick, let me see what's up. Ashur. Assyria also means a step. A step. And it's something if you look, there is that mix-up. Try to find that real fast.
Which one?
Ashur. So I mean, it's actually spelled ASSHUR. Right? You probably young Zar. Right? But we're going to do the due diligence and find exactly what it is. You know? And while he's looking up Ashur, brother, if you can, Baba Shah. I think I'll go ahead and do this one. Let's go ahead. You chill for a second. All right? It's a short word. Arum. Right? Again, which means highland. Arum. Rum.
So like did you want it in the appendix or back?
No. In the you got to go to it's right after the appendix. Oh. You could actually just go to. No, see. You could do this right, but you have to know. I know you know, right? Then you have to think of Hebrew letters,
Okay.
right, in their order.
Right.
Which you could do, but if your translation is, it makes it easier for you. So you just go to A right here. Yeah.
But because this is right here, right? Mm-hmm. This is what you want.
Right. I want to show that's the.
So H804.
H804.
Here we go.
What's it say?
In the sense of successful, Ashur, the second son of Shem, also his descendants, and the country occupied by them, Assyria,
Right? What is it?
Assyria.
Assyria. So it even the reason why our brother was asking that question, why he said that before, is because you will also see the word Assyria in the scriptures. But if you look up where you see Assyria, it goes right back to Ashur. It's the same word, right? Which is Ashur, right? So that's what that is. So now Aram, right? We got it right here. So we want right there. Aram. Simple. Simple. Okay? Most High in Christ. Now, let's go get some more of these filthy individuals, man. Like I said, these are not your friends. Genesis chapter 16 and verse 11. I'm talking nice. Go on. Yeah.
I put some.
So that's also when the brother was
Today, because I always think of Assyria as both of them. You know, up until now, you know, I don't know how to differentiate the two nations.
Have you ever in your life seen a Chinese man?
Yeah.
Have you ever mistakenly called a Chinese man something he wasn't?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a Chinese man and thought he might have been Japanese, thought he was Chinese, or saw a Japanese man and thought he might have been Chinese? Are they the same nation? There you go. Man,
I'm not talking.
You're gonna see you could mistake each other. Go ahead.
I'm not talking about like physically seeing situated
Mm-hmm.
in the world. Like what country? I know where Syria is.
These are two different countries.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know of a country. I know a country called Syria, but I don't know of a country called Assyria.
But you know, we were in captivity with
in Assyria.
Were we in captivity in Syria?
No. We was in Assyria.
We were under the
right.
We were not under Syria
or Aram.
We were under Ashur, which is what matter of fact. So you get scripture you got. You get that one, and you hold. If you can, you hold something.
I'm just holding on 16. You said Genesis 16 and something.
Yeah, hold that and get Psalms 83. Get it real fast.
Psalms 83.
Verse 1.
Oh God, hold not thy peace and be not. For lo, verse 2, for lo, thine enemies have lifted up the head. Right. Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Right. And what?
They take crafty counsel
to destroy us.
To Most High in Christ, to destroy us. And he said, what? Thine enemies make a tumult. Let's see, and we're going to see who some of them.
Verse 4. They have said, Salaki, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Come and let's cut them off from being what? Gather yourselves together. Exactly. Because they wanted to read that part again.
Make a tumult, they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy enemies.
We're hating because we're separated, read on.
And they have come and said, come and let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off
from being a nation.
From being a nation. Right? Read on.
That the name of
that's called not being desired. That's called being a Hispanic brother in Mexico. what I'm saying? That's called being a Native Indian on a reservation. I'm saying that's called being a Benjamin down in the islands or in the UK. That's what that's like when you don't know who the hell you are.
Right.
Because they're taking crafty counsel against you, you know?
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
With one consent, so they all together against us, read on.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee. So he just said, right? Who's speaking here, by the way?
It's David.
It's King David.
King David.
Right? No twat. Yeah, you want to put some respect on the name.
Yeah.
You twat. No, I'm not you saying we got to remember, you know what I'm saying? That's King David. But no, you're good, right? But he's saying they've consulted together to destroy Israel, right? But in that, he said what? They've consulted together one consent, they're confederate against thee. What is he saying when he says that? If they messing with us, they messing with you. Right? If they come at the Israelites, they come at his chosen people, you disrespecting him. It's like somebody coming at your child. I'm saying somebody coming at your brother who you care about. You're gonna take it as a personal offense. Like, how dare you even touch, you know what I'm saying, my people? You don't do that. Now read on. Let's get some names.
Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom.
We'll get there.
The Ishmaelites.
The who?
The Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites, read on.
Of Moab.
Of Moab, we'll get there.
And the Hagarim.
Uh-huh.
Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And Ammon.
All right.
And Amalek.
Amalek,
And the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Right, this is the one I want. Keep going.
Ashur.
Who?
Ashur
Uh-huh.
also is joined with them.
Right.
They have opened the children of Lot.
So who's the children of Lot?
Moab.
Moab. And Ammon, who he just said. He's like, yeah, they helping out the Moabites
That's right.
to destroy us. You understand? That's exactly what's going on now. All the places we're talking about right now, all of these nations try to destroy us. You all the gasoline, and they kicking you out of their stores, and mistreating you, and won't give you a job, and look at you like you dirt, meanwhile you're making them rich.
Right.
You understand? Assur, same thing. They own all the oil refineries over there in Syria, you know what I mean, in the Middle East, right? Saudi Arabia, I think that's where most of this would be.
Yeah.
And they own all of that. Come in your neighborhood and treat you like garbage. You understand? And we were under captivity under these bastards, man. All right? And now we're going to get the next one is another one of these people that King David just named. So let's get me, you got Genesis, right?
Yeah.
Now you can jump to Genesis.
The book of Genesis, chapter 16.
Come on.
Oh, okay. And verse. We're going to do Edomites.
No, so like,
Verse 11. And the angel of the book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 11. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child.
who's the her here?
Hagar,
Hagar, right? Who's Hagar?
the handmaid of Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
or the mother of the Ishmaelite.
Right. And what's the difference between Hagar and Sarah?
Hagar is an Egyptian.
Hagar's a goddamn heathen herself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Sarah, she didn't gave Hagar to Abraham, which wasn't really what she was supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But of course, this is before there was a written law. You know what I mean? But still, that wasn't what was supposed to happen. But it was supposed to happen because the Most High made it happen that way. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Nothing happens without the Most High, you know what I'm saying, putting his stamp on it, making sure that it takes place. Right? But he ended up with this heathen woman, this Egyptian woman. All right, you know?
Thou art with child,
Uh-huh.
and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael.
Shall call his name Ishmael. Right? And we ain't talking about Moby Dick. Pause. Y'all never read Moby Dick?
No, that's even more.
Great whale.
They're great. That ain't no whale. That's a great white dog.
The first line of the book is you can call me Ishmael. That's the first line of the book. No sweat. Right?
But that was the little black kid said in the movie.
I never seen it.
Oh, you never seen it?
Nah, bro.
You gotta see that.
For real?
That movie is wild.
Great Black?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a little black cabin boy. They got a little black cabin boy.
Oh,
and when Moby Dick comes up, the little black boy said, "That ain't no whale. That's a great white dog." Actually, it's funny as hell. Word up, baby.
Good night. No sweat. You see how they put the imagery in there?
Yeah.
You understand? That's done with Bible speaks up.
That's right.
No sweat. Ishmael. So now, who can tell me who Ishmael is today? Please.
Arabs.
So-called Arab. Right? These are the cats at your favorite yup.
We know.
Right?
Kidney fried chicken.
Ooh, even though Kennedy fried chicken's long.
Yeah, it is.
I'm a Kennedy fried chicken.
It's different.
Yeah, Kennedy fried, crown, all of that. But that's also the cats that your favorite people worship and aspire to be. Select. Shalom, one hundred that. Come. Come. I do it. That's right. No sweat. Yeah, that's what your black Muslims worship. You know what I'm saying? That's the culture that they want to be a part of. No sweat. So now, if you can, Baba Shah, look it up on Blue Letter, right? We
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to look it up on Blue Letter so we can see how to spell this word in the Hebrew. We're not going to be able to get this 18 to get through all of them today. You probably feel like the first half. Now, we don't get on say next week. No sweat. All right. We'll just split it right in half. Be familiar with these people because these are the people, these are your enemies. I mean, this is real, right? These are your enemies. Mm-hmm. This is them. And they're here today. This ain't no fairy tale.
That's right.
I'm saying the Bible ain't no fake book. You know what I mean? Edomites, I'm saying the Assyrians, Ashur, Aram, Ishmael, they here today. And guess what? Most of the time they know it. Mm-hmm. You ask them. They know that they Ishmael. Mm-hmm. So it kills me when somebody trying to say, oh, the Arabs will be Esau. You ever heard that?
Yes, I've heard that.
The Arabs is Esau. Good night.
And their argument is funny as hell.
It's retarded. It's straight up crazy. Anything to save the oppressor, man. I'm telling you, please, brother.
You know, some of them know because you have some of them there calling them trying to debate to say why Ishmael should be in the blessings.
That's the whole point of the Quran. The whole book that they worship is Ishmael trying to get back into the fold.
Yeah. Right.
That's the whole thing.
Like he is because what they say, being a Muslim, former Muslim, is that because Israel fell off, Allah took Ishmael as
right
over Israel.
Right.
And that Israel's covenant is no good. No.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's what they're trying to say.
No sweat. That's what they're trying to say. Of course, we know that's a goddamn lie according to the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because the whole Bible is about, listen, y'all mess up, y'all gonna have to deal with some problems, man. Right. I'm gonna turn my back on y'all, but guess what? What do you also say? That I'm not gonna utterly forget you. Right. I'm not going to utterly destroy Israel. So we know that even though we messed up, we're right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a contradiction they have. Because in one verse they'll tell you that the promise to Israel is still in effect. And then in another
second surah,
they'll say something different. You know, they'll try to like say that, you know, you blew your covenant.
Their book is garbage and Muhammad is a goddamn pedophile child molester. Right. That's what it is. You got some.
I'm just gonna say like any good father, you know what I'm saying? No father who wants to whoop their children.
Of course not.
But it's like he has to know that you are never going to do this again.
Right. I'm glad you said that, brother, man, because that's a fact. Of course, like a good father. That's the best. That's why he's our father. You know what I'm saying? Because your father don't want to whoop you. He really don't even want to put you on punishment.
Right.
He don't want to see you sad. That don't make him happy. What's the scripture say? He doesn't take no pleasure in the death. Right? He don't, what your father also knows. I don't play.
Right.
I'm not for play. Like, it's not a joke.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make sure you understand. You know what I'm saying? Who's the father here, right? So that's all that is. So you able to get that, brother?
No, because I still got the app.
Okay, I got you. I'll go ahead and get it. So since we in the scripture already, Genesis 16 and 11, click on tools. So this is similar to the concordance, right? But we're gonna do this one because it's fast, and I want to show the writing on this one, so we can kind of figure out how we start to formulate the word. So we go to Genesis chapter 16, 11. On the blue letter Bible, we click on tools. We see that it's Hebrew word H3458, and we click on it. Now, again, don't worry about those disgusting little dots and stuff. That's all garbage. Ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Right? Just ignore all that garbage. I, and Allah. Right, so it's a pretty long word. So, yeah. Ma, I, and the la, right? And then in the Assyrian, right? Because we were in that captivity, and which is why we even writing this way. Same thing. All right. So, how do we render this into? How do we end up saying this word? Basically, is the question.
Hashemayah, Allah, Hashemayah, Hashema.
Getting close.
My.
How about now?
Ashemael. Yah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. My.
Boy, this not connected. Yeah, it's not.
Allah. Hashem Allah. Hashem
Mm-hmm.
Allah.
Yashemayah. Yashemayah. Right? Yashemayah. Right? Yashemayah. That's what Ishmael is in ancient Hebrew. Yah. My. Sorry. Allah. Yah. Allah. Right? Let's find out what it means. So now with this, we're not gonna do it the hard. Here. H 3458. So we go to this part right here where you got the Hebrew. You open it up to the Hebrew, right? Slovakia. It's 3458, right? So H34, 3450, H3458, right? And it says 8085 and H410. That's telling you the root words, which is Shammai and Allah. What does Shammai mean?
Name.
No. Shammai. Name is Shum.
Right. Cigar.
That's Shamar. Shammai. If you watch General Muhammad's class, you should have heard this word quite a few times. Sis, you got something? You got something? Did you raise your hand?
Doesn't he be quiet? Hush.
Come on. It does, but really what it translates as is to hear. It's like listen. Like when you want to tell you can tell your child, shut up, or stop talking, or you can say, listen. That's what it means. It's like, because you can't listen and talk at the same time. So it's telling the person to listen or to hear, right? So that's what Shammai means. And the other word being the Ah and the La, the Allah, in this sense meaning what?
Most High.
No, the Most High's name is Yahweh. But I see why you said that.
Yeah.
But you want to be careful because we are not Muslims.
Right.
So Allah is not the Most High.
What?
No, I know why you're saying that. I totally understand what you're saying that. But what does Yasha Allah mean?
Prince of Power.
Prince of what?
Prince of Power.
Prince of the power, right? So yes, it's referring to the Most High, but it just means power, right? But it means the power, right? So when you see that, that's why when you hear a lot of, like you got Officer of 5 Rack, Officer of 5,000, Magun Ya Allah. What does that mean? What does Magun mean?
The shield.
Shield. So Magun Ya Allah,
The
shield of the Most High, or shield of the power. You know what I'm saying? So you're not wrong. You just don't want to, you want to make sure you clarify that. You know what I'm saying? But you're not wrong. Right? So in this sense, Yashamayallah, if you look here in the concordance, H3458, it's from those two words, God will hear, or heard of the Most High. Right? Yashamayallah. Now, who's next? Man, there's so much filth on this board, but we got to do it, man.
This is good information.
God.
You gotta know who your enemy is.
That's a fact. Oh, no, and this is 12 too, because we're going to probably, we might be able to get like 8 in. Yeah. Now we're going to start off with these cats. I'm going to write it in the Hebrew first, and I'm going to let y'all work backwards. These people right now, they're having a tough time. But no sweat. They'll be all right. You tough, right? All right. Who is this? Can everybody see that? Who? So tell me in the scriptures, who is this? What does it say? What does it
That's Moab.
Most High in Christ? Give him a hand. Somebody give me the story, please.
You mean?
Get in the scripture. Yeah. Give me Lot. Give me that filth. That's how you know, man. That's how you know. Just read the Bible. It'll tell you why right now these people got us. Not us, not UPK, but these people got the world, you know what I mean, going through all kinds of just changes because they couldn't. Right. Couldn't do it. Legs. Anybody in here
1983, and his back, and had all the chicks who scared shit. And so I mean, there's other his face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just like
No, sir.
a rat is prettier than the back.
Brother, I saw a bat. Only time in my life I've ever seen one. When I first moved to Raleigh, moved in the house, and maybe about 4 or 5 months later, I went in the bathroom and I was sick or something. And I did one of them double takes, like, you look at something and you don't like, what is that? And then I look close and like, yo, it's a goddamn bat hanging outside on like the guy on like the screen. He had his little fingers in the screen holes just chilling. And he was there for like a good week and a half. There, every day I would see it. Please.
I don't even think they blink.
Brother. I don't know what they have, bro, but I seen pictures. Why would you want to eat that? And then they got like little like human hands, almost like disgusting. They got that crazy looking face. They got like it almost looks like an ugly person. Like it looks like an animal, but it damn near got like facial features like just a messed up person. You know what I'm saying? And these cats can't put it down. So now coronavirus is running rampant all throughout the goddamn earth. You know what I'm saying? No sweat. So we of course know. Well, first we're gonna say, this is Ma Wa Abba. Ma Wa Abba.
Okay.
Please.
You want Genesis, the 19th chapter?
Yes, that is exactly what I want.
But I don't know exactly.
No sweat. We're gonna go to, matter of fact, and that's another thing you can do, right? If you want to know, come, Dwight. If you want to just know, okay, well, where do I start out? Well, I want to read about Moab. Where did it all start? You go to your blue letter, you type in Moab. You can do the same thing with the concordance as well. Type in Moab, it'll pop up. The first mention of Moab is Genesis 19 and 37. But we're going to back up a little bit so we can get a little background story on how they came to be. So jump up to verse, give me Genesis chapter 19 and verse 29. I'm gonna write the next one down here too, so we can lump these fools together. Disgusting, man. Let me know when you got it. Genesis chapter 19 and verse 29.
I got it up.
Okay, go ahead and start reading that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 19, Salakia, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, when the Most High destroyed the cities of the plain, that the Most High remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew
who was Lot to Abraham?
nephew,
Right, he was Abraham's nephew. So Abraham's brother's son?
Yeah.
Come, his brother's son. Keep going.
Which he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. Verse 30. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him. And he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters.
Right.
Verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, my father's old.
Good night. Notice he said that first.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Verse 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him.
Now, if I may, real quick, I've heard sisters say this before, right? Who's ever heard a woman say this phrase? I wouldn't care if me and you were the last people on earth. You wouldn't have a chance in hell with me. Has anyone ever heard someone articulate that idea? Like, even if you and, like, maybe not, she ain't say it to you. Maybe you watched a show or something, and the female don't like the brother, and she's like, I don't care if we're the last people on earth. Right. Me and you, no. Right. Not them. Not, I mean, John, brother, keep reading the story.
And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come. Verse 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine.
So in the last verse, she said, our father's old, and there's no man for us to get down with. We ain't got nobody to, and do our thing with and make some babies. Right? So she devised a plan. She thought she was so smart. I got an idea, girl. Let's get him drunk. Go ahead.
Come, let us make our father drink wine.
Yeah.
And we will lie with him, and that we may preserve seed of our father.
Now, if she thought this was such a good idea, why did she have to get him drunk?
Right.
If it was the right thing to do, why don't you say, hey, Dad, we love you on earth. Let's just go ahead and just get down to get down. Go ahead.
They was raised in Sodom and Gomorrah, so
Exactly. They was raised in Sodom and Gomorrah. And give me the real reason why this heifer had this bright idea.
could it be that when are these the same two sisters that he offered unto the faggots? They are, right?
I believe so.
Maybe maybe that has something to do.
They're not sisters.
No, he meant when Lot, he's not sisters, but their sisters and Lot offer his daughters. No, but that's not relevant to this point.
Okay, come.
First off, what is she saying, right? Why is she saying that this needs to take place? Yeah,
Trying to keep my language clean. She's incompetent, and they think the entire earth has been destroyed.
brother, like my brother brought out in the class on Tuesday.
Right.
Moab and Ammon, I don't give a damn how many calculators they make. I don't give a damn how much calculus they teach.
Right.
How many iPhones they make. They have about as much intelligence as a bag of rice. She's stupid. She doesn't know any better. She's devising a plan that doesn't make any sense. It's not worth, it's completely crazy. Please.
I saw this video.
Good.
And it was this, she was either Moab or Ammon, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to put on a footsie on her foot.
I seen it, brother.
What? A footsie, that's a little thing that has a ring in it.
And you like kick it around and you hop over it.
Oh, okay. And so she couldn't fit the foot through
her shoe, right? Imagine that you got a big brolic shoe on and there's holes like this, and you can't fit your shoe through.
Right. So she took the shoe off.
Take the shoe off.
Instead of sticking her foot through the thing without the shoe on and just put the shoe back on, she took the shoe and put it through it. And then I was
you gotta find the video, brother.
You got it.
I'll show you after class.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But that's what it is, man. Just to complete, the brother used the best word, right? The most, PG-13, she's incompetent. They are incompetent. You understand?
So
Please.
Let me stop for a second. So, speaking of intellect, so why do they seem so smart then? Like when you go to, because you've been to college.
Mm-hmm.
You see them, what is that then? Where does that come from since they seem so intelligent? What's that?
I mean, it's no different than any of the other nations seeming intelligent in their way. You understand? The white man thinks he's intelligent, but he really ain't. You understand? All the other nations think they got some kind of intelligence. Let me ask you a question. They say the same thing about Elam.
Yeah.
If Elam was so goddamn intelligent, how come they haven't figured out how to smell that? How come they haven't figured that out? Why do black people, who we supposed to not be the smartest in the world, but why do we know how to use like washcloths better than other people?
Yeah.
Why do we know that you probably shouldn't just take the bar of soap by itself and just do all of this? You know what I mean? You probably shouldn't do that. Why do we just seem more in tune with these things? You understand? Because a lot of what they're calling intelligence is not real intelligence or intellect. You understand? Like, it's really just some kind of pseudoscience, pseudo this, to make themselves seem more intelligent, but they're not actually more intelligent than anybody. You understand? Because if they were so intelligent, they're not more intelligent than the Most High. That we know, right?
Right.
We know the brother brought it out in Durham downtown a couple weeks ago at camp, right? The Bible tells us not to do what? Count. But what does it specifically tell us to do that would prevent, brother, please?
Eat no goddamn grass.
Right, and that seems regular to most people.
Right.
Like even other nations, like yo, why are you eating bats? What is wrong with you? Something is wrong with you. If you think it's okay, you're not smart. I don't care. Degrees, I don't care. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's like if I can say what for a second, but if you think about it though, it's actually not crazy for them to eat bats because if they wanted to sit their own father, I mean,
that's the point. That's the point. This is where you come from. This is your origin. Their origin is straight up incest. That is a fact, a scientific fact. Somebody look up mongoloid, please. Somebody look up the word mongoloid, excuse me. Look up the word mongoloid so we can see and prove, right, who these people are. Of course, they used to call them during the war, the Japs. Right? These them cats. America, I don't know if you can call it dealing wisely, but they dealt with the Japanese. Ooh-wee. That Hiroshima and Nagasaki was something else. Let me know you got it, brother.
it's like, well, I got Mongoloism, but you want it.
No, Mongoloidism is fine. That's totally fine.
Okay.
And Yamazar, keep read the scripture you got. Keep going with the block.
Verse 33. And they made their father drink wine that night.
It was quick with it.
And the firstborn went in.
And the firstborn went in. They got him drunk, and she went up in that tent. Go ahead.
And lay with her father.
Goodness.
And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
So he was toasted.
Yeah, he got to be toasted.
So you want to know what kind of drunk not to get? Don't do that. Your daughters can walk in and do this crap. That's insane, right? But they got him drunk. You could say beguiled him in a way. Got him drunk and raped that man. That's exactly what they did to water, brother. So these people come from incest rape. No sweat. Read on.
Verse 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn, behold, I lay yesterday night with my father.
Proud of it. Go ahead. So that wasn't enough.
Also, and go thou in and lie with him.
Please finish. Slide. Go ahead. My bad, brother. Go ahead. Do you understand how stupid and nasty you have to devise this ridiculous harebrained? What's gonna happen next? You think you're the only people on the planet? Y'all gonna be pregnant? He gonna be like, yo, what? And then after you have the babies, what if you have daughters? Then what? You're gonna have your.
He knew about the city of Shawar.
Mm-hmm.
So, that came up with this idea on their own. They knew that there was another city because he said he feared to go there.
Right.
So there was another place that they knew about, but they still came up with this.
I don't know. He knew about it.
I don't know if they knew about it.
They just knew, he probably was there. Like, where we going? Now you tell your kids, hey, listen, we going, right? We ain't there yet. We'll get there, right? And they thought, we must be the only people on earth. Goodness. You got that Mongoloidism?
Come.
Please read it.
Mongoloid, relating to the broad division of humankind, including the indigenous people of East Asia.
Of where?
Of East Asia.
Of where?
Of East Asia. Southeast Asia.
Oh, no.
And the Arctic region of North America.
Good night. Damn.
And also says Down syndrome too.
because that's what they have.
Right.
Because I hope my brothers and sisters in here know that if you have sex with your biological parents or siblings, your baby's gonna come out with like 3 heads, right? Your baby's gonna come out all jacked up, right? Yeah, or they're gonna be blind. I read a story one time about some nasty Edomites who were brother and sister, who I guess they had a little bit of money, or they just, I don't know how they did it. They found some remote island, because you know there's parts of the world that aren't inhabited yet.
I read that story.
Right? They found some remote island back in the 40s. And they went on that island and was just loving on each other, making sweet incestual love to each other for years and years. And then, of course, they had kids with each other. And guess what they did with them kids? They had sweet incestual love with them children. And guess what? They made more children with their children, who then made sweet incestual love with their uncles and their aunts and grandparents and so on. And they did this for about 50 years. I believe it was in Australia. What happened was some people was like, who had been near the area would kind of see them because they would be all secretive, you know, like weird, like gremlins, you know what I'm saying? They all jacked up. They got like one arm is like this and all kind of craziness. And people would see them and somebody said something to the cops, oh yeah, over there, there's some weirdos over there, you know what I'm saying? We think it's crazy going on over there. We don't bother them. Finally, the feds went in there, the authorities out there in Australia, and they found an entire, basically like encampment of over 40 people who were all born of incest. There might have been like one person, because after all these years, they had done it so much, had so many kids, and all, there was like one person who was kind of regular. Everyone else was like blind, they couldn't talk, most of them were deaf, they looked all crazy, they were inbred. Inbred. That's what they are. That's why they look like that. You understand? That ain't normal. Please, brother.
You ever seen that movie Wrong Turn?
Nah.
Yeah.
It look just that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I gotta find that. Good night. Nah, man.
You see that movie, man? They look just like that.
Oh, snap. I gotta see that.
Yep.
I gotta see that. Yeah, disgusting.
What's the name of it?
Wrong Turn?
Wrong Turn.
Wrong Turn.
It's not the hills that lies.
Oh, that one I heard of, but I haven't seen it. I
I
gotta see
saw
that.
that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's all deformed.
Yeah. Man, these kids was like, they didn't know how to like eat properly. They didn't know how to use the bathroom properly. They was jacked up. So guess what? I bet they probably was munching on some bats too. I could believe it. Those are the kind of people that would think a bat is that they would see a bat and be like, oh, it's food, I'm gonna eat it. That's them. No sweat. All right? So we're gonna go on to the next one. Oh, finish in the story real quick.
And they made their father drink wine also that night, and the younger arose and lay with him,
Right.
and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when
Right.
she
So the first one was Moab. Well, first one was the first sister, and the second.
both the daughters of Lot with child by their father.
Keep going.
Verse 37. And the first had a son, and called his name Moab.
And called his name what?
Moab.
So the first retarded baby was Moab. Go ahead.
The same is the father of the Moabites, Salakia, unto this day.
He is the father of the Moabites until this day. They're still right here on earth, rocking it out, eating bats in Wuhan, and jumping out of buildings and falling flat on the ground and dying at a crazy rate. San Francisco, you know what I'm saying? Now they're trying to come down south a little bit. They all over the place. Keep going.
Verse 38. And the younger, she also bare a son, and named Ben Ami. Ben Ami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
Does anyone know what the word is in the ancient Hebrew?
Moab.
Mawa'aba. Mawa'aba.
Moab.
Is there any part in here that seems familiar?
Abba.
Means what?
Father.
Father.
And
No, not in this case.
oh, it's a prefix.
The ma we did before means of. This basically connects to mean of his father. Moab's name literally translates as his father is his own grandfather. Of his father. Of the father. Like, it's really gross. You know what I'm saying? That's what the name means. Of his father. You know what I mean? Because, well, really of her father, because it was her father. It's disgusting. Now, Ben Ami, right, but then the name changed. Right? So let me go to it real quick and we go to the next one.
Oh, wow.
They get mad. You call my mom the way too.
War.
Oh, why?
I mean, why?
If they went to war with the Mongolians, that's what Mongolians come from. That's what it is. Like, come on.
They got, with their, come to power, rise to power, they got them to change the, the definition or the wording of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not something that is used in the scientific community anymore.
Right. Okay, no sweat, but that's what it is.
Well, we know what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because of that, because that would give the, if everybody found out that they was Moab and they was from Instant,
right.
Everybody would know the secret.
Yeah, right?
Damn secret.
Right, it ain't no secret.
So, like, let me see something real quick.
They all the same me, man. They all do the same thing.
I was watching a video, right? And I got it on my Facebook if anybody want to see it. This is Chinese man. He's saying that black people is the stupidest people on earth.
Really?
And he said that, and the reason why he gave is because black people, they put your own people out of business in your country. Mm-hmm. That's what they say. If y'all want to see the video, I got the video.
Yeah, show me after the fun.
And I definitely will. And he says that this is in one of the islands in the Caribbean. And the brother is translating what he's saying. And he's saying the black people are stupid because they let other nations come into their community and put their people out of business.
I see what you're saying. Mm.
But I made a comment on it. I said, well, yeah, there's some truth in what you're saying, but you eat bat, rat, cat.
That's right. Damn right, man. The nerve.
You're going to call somebody stupid.
Right. The audacity, man. And so now, let's see. What we got next, man? I think this might be the big one. Pause. Let's see. Yup. That's it, man. Go ahead and get me the scripture. In Genesis. Get me Genesis chapter 25, verse. Start at verse 21.
Book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse.
You start at 20.
And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel
Syria, right?
of Padan, and
What of what?
Naram. Padan.
So let me see.
Padan Aram. The sister of Laban, the Syrian. Verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
Okay. Yeah.
And the children struggled, verse 22. And the children struggled together within her.
This is important.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
So she was able finally to conceive, right? She got babies in there. She pregnant, but all kind of turmoil going on up in there. She's like, if I'm supposed to, I'm supposed to have this child, like I'm supposed to be, I've been blessed with this pregnancy. Why am I feeling this way? Go ahead.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her.
Well, you already read where it says she went to inquire?
Oh, Salakia.
Make sure, yeah, no, so you 12.
Very important.
Yep.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Which means she had a dream, right? She went to sleep and had a dream and then she knew what was up. Is that what took place?
Come on, that sounds about right.
Is it?
No, dreams don't work like that.
She went to inquire of the Lord. What does it mean to inquire?
Oh, she went to a prophet.
Most High in Christ.
That's what she did.
That's it. Yeah, brother. You know you good, brother. Do not tell sisters that having a dream is the right way to inquire that you go, I'm gonna go talk to the Most High tonight. And she gonna lay down and, you know what I'm saying? She thinks she gonna, in her dream, go talk to him and stuff. You too are, brother. You are too are. She went to inquire. To inquire is to ask questions, to try to figure out what's going on. She went to inquire of the Lord. Now we know she didn't go to some room and like, dear Lord, I'm here now. I want to talk to you. And Most High come down like, what's up? That's not how it works. She went to the prophets, which at this time might have been called what? It was nothing for a prophet back then. Go ahead. A seer. A seer. He's the one who sees and he can interpret things. He understands things. So this has been going on with me. It's no different than what we do now, right? If a sister got something going on, she gets some counsel. Even a sister might have a dream. She might have a dream where some weird stuff was happening and she wants to know, what does it mean? Please,
It's like you know, remember when the king of the crucified Christ, his wife was the one that dream.
Right.
Let her know, like, hey, don't have nothing to do with this.
Right. That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so sisters, it's not that they can't, that something can't be revealed to them.
Right.
But guess what? She don't just decide, yeah, I had a dream last night, you understand? And in my dream, I was eating some Oreos, right? And so what that means is, you know what I'm saying, we're going to have a real cold winter this year. It's going to go, the temperature, it's going to be real frosty this winter. No. She got to go to the priest and prophet and say, so I had a dream and this happened, or this is what's going on. I saw this and I couldn't understand it. And people will say, okay, well, tell me this. Did you see this? And who was there? Okay, that makes sense. Well, if you read this scripture, it says such and such, and he'll be able to break it down, right? And let her know what's going on. So she went to the priests and prophets. Read on.
And the Lord said unto her, verse 23, the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 what?
2 nations.
Oh, we read earlier what a nation is, correct?
Right.
So this is a 2-hour scripture to basically in the classroom as well. Because we said, well, man, you got all these different kids, all these different children, all these different people had a bunch of different kids. But guess what? Even in the womb, she was told that 2 separate people are going to come from her. Just because they got the same mother and the same father, but they're not the same people. The Most High, we read the scripture earlier, did what? He separated the nations. So read it, flip that part from the top again.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are in your womb. Read on.
And 2 manner of people.
And 2 manner of people. 2 different types of people. 1 people who knows how to make food, and the other people who wouldn't know what season it was if it fell from the sky. They don't know what to put on the chicken. They don't know how to cook. Right. They can't dance. They're not as intelligent. They're not as strong. You understand? My brothers always bring it out, man. Imagine right now there's no NBA. None whatsoever. But imagine if there was still NBA, but no LeBron James. And no Russell Westbrook. And no Steph Curry. And no Kevin Durant. And no Kyrie Irving. What the hell are you going to watch? Djokovic score 40 points every night against a bunch of other Caucasians? Go ahead.
Jeremy Lin.
You want to watch Jeremy Lin?
What is he, a Moabite?
He's a Moabite. A Moabite, man. You don't watch. Good night. I couldn't even imagine, man. Having to watch an NBA game with no brothers. y'all ever seen like them old videos of like the NBA like 1942? They had no 3-point line and they was dribbling like
Pass.
It was not even a jump shot. They used to call it a set shot.
Oh my God.
You had to set and then shoot.
It was disgusting. One brother decided to you know you can dribble more than what you're doing, right?
You can go back then and whip the NBA players out.
I'd be the greatest player in the history of the NBA. You understand? Please, what guess what?
That's when Bill Russell was playing.
Right. And what happened with Bill Russell?
On like 10, 11.
He won 11 championships. He won 11. He was in the NBA for 13 seasons and won 11 championships. No, wait. Here's what's crazy. One of those seasons, not only was he the best player on the team, he was also the head coach of the team at the same time. He was the head coach of the Celtics and was playing. He would get off the court and be like, all right, y'all, we're going to run this. We're going to run this now. Let's go. And I'm here, bro.
And
for real.
1968.
Yeah, that's what it was. You understand? Then they started to let some brothers in there, Nate Thurmans and Will Chamberlain. Will Chamberlain came in the league and was averaging 50.4 points a game. Scored 100 points in one game against the Knicks. Good night. I don't even know who was on the Knicks at the time. They had to be a bunch of like 5'8".
They had only person. No. They had some guys.
What was that? That was
the
like
best player was this guy called Al McGuire.
that was 71.
No,
That's
60,
what.
that was like 60.
Yeah, that's like 60 something.
62.
Yeah, that was 62. By 71, that was when Walt Frazier.
What was his name? His number was number 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's why in Madison Square Garden they got two number 15s, Earl Monroe and this. What was his name? I don't even remember. But both of them, 215. This guy was on that team.
Good night.
He was like their best player.
100 points. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's because we got all the flavor, we got all the sauce. This world would be nothing without us. We're two manner of people. We're very different. Read on.
Two manner of people shall be separated.
Shall be what?
Separated.
Shall be brought together.
Separated.
Now they're going to hold hands.
Separated.
Two manner of people shall be separated. Read on.
From thy bowels.
Right. So they're going to be different people and they're going to be separated. So don't get mad at me when I tell you that the oppressor is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. Because we are separate from him and I don't have to join him or love him or anything like that.
That's right.
It's not in the Bible. If you can't handle it, then oh well. But that's what it is. We're two manner of people and we were separated. You know?
And people shall be stronger than the other.
Stronger than the other. I don't gotta tell you who that is, do I? Do I have to tell you who's stronger than the other? No, I think we know. All right, read on.
The elder shall serve the younger.
And the elder shall serve the younger. Now, drop down. Where is it at? Oh, no, keep going. Just keep going straight through.
And
so, no sweat. Keep going.
Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
And Salaki, brother, you forgot the part where it mentions the other brother coming out hairy and red too.
Nah.
But no, I think you skipped that part. You didn't read the part where they described what the other brother looked like when he came out. You just said he came out.
Esau is the only baby in the whole Bible that's his physical characteristics are given.
Good
In
night.
the whole Bible, there's no other child in the Bible that they give you a description of other than Esau.
So what does that mean?
He's special.
You could say that, but what does that mean about Jacob?
He was regular. He was so-called, in a sense.
He was like the other people. He was human. He was like the other humans.
Yeah.
Right? Like his parents.
Esau was a mutant.
Right. He was some kind of mutated weird thing that came out.
That they had to write down his physical description. They didn't even write down Christ's physical description.
Right.
But they wrote down his.
Right. They had to.
Special shit.
Because ain't nobody ever seen nothing like that before.
Right, he was like,
Hell yeah. Like, ooh, like, yeah, like, whoa.
right.
Can you imagine? My father told me that when I was born, my head was shaped funny. And he was upset. He's like, no, they did something wrong. Why is my son's head like this? Right? Yeah,
My son, my firstborn son came out, his head was like a cone head.
that's what they told me my head was like too. I had to go in. Yeah, the molding. You know what I'm saying? Your mama be like, we gotta do that to get it normal. I had a funny head, right? That's what I heard. At least I didn't come out looking like a red, hairy garment.
Right.
Could you imagine? You lay down with a sister and emerges a red furball from her loins. You are going to be like, why is this happening to me? Like,
If that's your possible, he probably killed you.
right. He had to be, that's exactly what it be. You know what? The prophecy, like, Lord knows what. Right? Read on.
And his name was called Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
You mean Rebecca?
No, Isaac.
Let me see, Slack. What verse we at?
26.
Okay, I see. Okay, I got you. No, so now jump down. No, you too hard with that, right? So we know that Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment. So if you look at Esau Salakia,
Verse 30, where they call him Edom.
yep, that's what I want.
Verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint.
He wanted that. What is that red pottage? Go ahead, brother.
If I may.
Please.
Red meat, uncooked meat.
Yeah, don't just say red meat.
Yeah, right.
Because you write it's red meat. But it is. Please, brothers.
Can I get my steak rare, please?
Can I get my steak rare? Rare, brother. We just read the other scripture that said 2 manner of, you give a black man a rare steak. He'd be like, oh, wait, right? Like, okay, I'm about to get steak. If he even sees
Red.
the slightest bit, he's like,
Now you gotta cook this.
nah, brother. Nah, fam. It's not going down like this. Rare meat. That's what he was eating. He was eating straight up, uncooked, rare meat like a goddamn animal. You ever seen a lion? You ever see some animal with like a real what do they call it? Carnivore, right? Their teeth are designed, right? Like a lion's teeth are designed because our teeth, we can eat meat, of course,
Right.
but their teeth have to be designed as such to not just eat meat, but to tear cartilage away and to eat an animal that hasn't been cooked. It's straight up just there, and they need to be. Also, their stomachs have to be designed to digest uncooked meat. You do realize that humans don't have teeth like lions, right? Humans don't have stomachs. A lion's stomach acid is so intense. That's why they can eat that stuff, because it burns all the carcinogens, all that stuff immediately. Human stomach acid does not work that way. Not at all. So if we eat undercooked meat, you got a good chance of ending up in your nearest local hospital. Yeah, that's right.
Listen, you can look this up.
Mhm.
Y'all know John Wayne, right?
Yep.
Yeah. John Wayne died with like 20 pounds of undigested red meat in his guts.
Yeah. And he was like the head. He was like Captain America of the so-called
They
oppressor.
wanted him to run for president, but he died and they took Ronald Reagan.
Good night. They loved him.
Yeah.
He represented everything that was good, a good old-fashioned American,
And
right?
he was a racist bastard.
He was a racist bastard, and the oppressor's the devil, the Bible speaks of. And Esau is the father of it. Did you read that one? Edom? Be real fast.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
And Edom, right, in Hebrew is Adawam. Adawam, it means red. He's red. He eats stuff that's red. He's a cannibal. He's a carnivore. He's disgusting. He's the devil. You understand? And these are just the first. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The first 7 of the table of nations, man. The first 7. Really, we could do 8, but we're gonna clip it because I'm saying time is out. But the 8th on that list is Israel. I'm saying we are on the table of nations. We are a nation. We're the nation not desired. Okay. It's like listen. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna end it there. So these are the first 7 nations, right? We talked a little bit about breaking down how to say their names in the Hebrew. Elam is Ayalam, right? The Assyrians or Ashur. Syria or Aram is Aram, and in fact, when you was reading earlier, you saw it said Syria, in the scriptures, but if you look up that Hebrew word, it was Aramia, which means Syrians or Aramium, right? Plural, right? And we got the Arabs, you know what I'm saying? Yashamayala, Moab and Ammon, Chinese and Japanese, Mawa'aba and Imawan. Both of their names, this means of the father, or of her father, and Imawan means something like of the tribe or something to that effect, like of my family, of the kindred. Basically, they're both names that mean incest. Okay, so and then of course we got Edom, Adawam, right? Red comes from the word for blood, I believe. I think Dawam is blood. Okay, so those are just those. These are our enemies, right? In Psalms 83, we read it earlier, man. All of these cats have been trying to destroy us, man. All of them, right? And the first one named in that prayer is who?
Edom.
It's Edom.
The tabernacles.
The tabernacles of Edom. Tabernacles are the houses, right? And then there's some in that prayer who are descendants of Edom, like Amalek. Amalek, they're Edomites. You know what I'm saying? But they're just another tribe within it, right? But they don't represent like a singular nation. They're part of the nation of Edom. All right, so we're gonna clip it there. You know what I'm saying? Next week we're gonna pick back up where we left off. We're gonna probably start off with Yasha'Allah with us and continue from there and talk about some more of the nations that are on that table. Okay? And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Gaparyav. Because he didn't have a so just read the joint. Okay. You can just stand right here too.
We got the
It's first page.
for the ISUPK out of 1 West 102.
I'm back, bro. Okay. What's that? Cause you ain't got to stand right in the middle, but you can.
Oh, okay. We're the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'asher. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, upcoming holy convocation,
It's still gonna be the Passover.
it's still going to be the Passover, but was just waiting for further orders for Commander General Yohana.
This more.
Select. And just as a quick reminder, all Akim and Awathim, be sure to check all social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, or scarves. And with that,